Hi guys, Dave here, and there are 5 main reasons why mini splits are gaining traction here in the US, and so we're going to talk about those. The first is they're much more energy efficient than your whole house unit. So every time your current whole house unit comes on, you hear it, you feel it, that inrush current from that condenser compressor outdoor unit behind or to the side of your house. And that cycling on and off, every time it comes on, that inrush current, not real efficient. Many splits, meanwhile, have an inverter compressor. Most now do. It starts up slow and it works to shadow your set point. And so many splits, most now are above 18 SEER. Your current unit's probably 14 SEER or lower. And so if you take, let's say you have a 21 SEER unit mini split, and your current unit's pretty new for your whole house, divide 14 into 21, 50% more efficiency from the mini split. And yet, that's probably not the main savings of mini splits. The main savings is you put the unit in a room where you spend most of the time and then either turn off or turn down your main unit, okay? And so let's say you have a home office, that's where you are most of the time during the day. Turn your main unit up 5 degrees. Every degree you can turn it up, it saves around 2.5%, studies have found, off your air conditioning bill. All right. But at nighttime, if you have a mini split in your bedroom, just turn your whole system off, right? No reason to run the schedule to come on half an hour before you normally get up. That'll work. That'll save you huge savings from doing that. Okay. Next thing is if you're putting in a she shed or a casita, some new addition, and it doesn't have ducts already, are you going to really want to put ductwork in there? Just do mini split, right? Or if you're maybe putting an addition like this, this is the upstairs of our warehouse slash work area. And so, this was an attic. And so this unit right here, there was no ductwork up here, right? And so it's an easy solution to get set up here. If I had to go, or if you have to go hire someone to get cut in your duct or figure out how to cut in your duct, it's going to mess up your duct static pressure possibly. Even if you're going to be stealing air from some other space, maybe you're going to potentially have problems by taking air out of that duct. By the way, ducted systems, that duct, if it's going through an attic, that's like a heat exchanger where any cold air in that duct, some of that is shedding before it actually gets to your vent. And so that, and the fact that older ducts, older 100-year-old house, who knows what evil lurks in those ducts, right? In terms of probably cuts in the duct. There's a lot of inefficiencies going on in the duct. So inherently, mini splits more efficient. And for this setting up new system, much easier to do ductless. Okay. Third thing is labor. Kind of talked about doing this duct. If you have to find someone who's cutting your ducts, that's one thing. If you have to find someone to install a new unit, even a new mini split, for whatever reason, kids these days not going in the trades as much. They probably need to at this point because white collar jobs, what's going on with AI and things, much easier to get a job in air conditioning trade right now. But supply and demand, a lot of people retiring. Good people are hard to find. And, do you want to use your brother-in-law and his tools and owe him a favor? Probably not. And so what's happening now with mini splits is there are more DIY mini splits. And twist to connect, refrigerant lines, and easier to connect communication control wires, and everything's a little bit easier. And by having that as an option, you don't need to hire anyone possibly. So you take that labor element, and all of a sudden that's a new enhancement with these newer mini splits. Next, comfort. So if I'm up here and I, let's say, want it colder, and the people down there, maybe it's opposite, but they want it warmer, I can keep this room real cold, and the downstairs doesn't need to be run as much. So there's some energy savings there, but it's also, I'm more comfortable at my temperature and they're more comfortable at their temperature, maybe, right? So with multiple zone units, mini splits, multi-split, mini split system, or just multiple mini splits, you have comfort set to your own individual set point and much more better. Well, it's much better than if you wanted to have your whole house unit where everybody's at the same set point. So that probably makes sense. And a biggie too is, so most of these mini splits, really all of them these days, it's basically a $7 reversing valve to turn a mini split air conditioner into a mini split heat pump. And so almost all now are heat pumps, right? And so with a heat pump, the saying used to be that heat pumps do everything great except heating. So they do the air conditioning fine, but they'd only heat down to 38 degrees, pretty useless, right? But now, the last few years with these inverter mini splits, those got you down to like 14 degrees. Beginning of 2025, it was mandated that here in the US, mini splits or air conditioners had to run off of either R32 or R454B. And those will get you down to 5 degrees. And now also there's something, enhanced vapor injection. And if you choose that as an option, you're getting down to minus 22 degrees. So still being able to do heating at minus 22. And so the way heat pumps work, they take the heat from the outside and the inside in the winter. You say, oh, there's no heat when it's minus 22. Well, it's all relative compared to absolute zero. And actually, that's exactly what they do. They take the heat from the outside, bring it to the inside in the winter. And so now all of a sudden there's this whole other possibility for these mini splits to do your heating, right? And if you have baseboard heating, if you have a portable electric heater, if you have home heating oil, these things are really, really expensive. So absolutely, heat pumps are going to save you money, all right? If you have natural gas, the break-even point maybe 20 degrees, depending on the heat pump. But from 60 degrees down to, say, 30 degrees, heat pumps way, way more efficient, way less expensive to run than natural gas. But keep your natural gas system and run that when it's below zero or whatever, right? And you don't necessarily have to bail on the natural gas. Keep that when the savings are better from that. So those are the big 5. If you got anything out of this video, give it a thumbs up. Maybe subscribe to the channel or give it a comment. Thanks.